Hey, what's up guys? This is Tech Head Kirsch. In this video, I want to give you my experience and how I work as on the elite senior electrical engineering team for hardware design at Intel. This is their top team, okay, in the Bay Area, in their headquarters, at Intel headquarters in Santa Clara. So pretty much, long story short, last year, I was working on my research, which is in data analysis and AI for power system stability and power system optimization. And I got an email from a recruiter because nowadays, like for the last 4 years, I've just been getting emails from recruiters. I don't really apply to jobs for myself anymore. Recruiters do it for me. So this is my story at Intel, and I'm gonna give you 3 top secrets of how I was able to get my Intel role and how I was able to do well with the projects at Intel. So you wanna stick around for that, okay? So anyway, I got an interview with them. I was like so surprised. I was like, yo, Intel? Not Intel. What? I said, what, me? Intel? That's the processor that I use inside my laptop. Like, what you talking about? Intel want to interview me? So even though I have a lot of experience and I'm like senior level now as an engineer, electrical engineer, I was still just flabbergasted. I was like, no way. I did my technical interview. I did my behavioral interview. I thought that went well enough. But then I was ready for the technical interview. I was sweating the technical interview. I did the technical interview and I thought I did okay. But at the end of the technical interview, they were not giving me a clear answer on their interest. Honestly, it seemed like they were not interested in moving forward. So that really made me disappointed a little bit. And I had spent the time to prepare for the interview and it seemed like it wouldn't pan out. Next thing I know, a week later, I got an offer from Intel. I say, what? Me? I say, no way. No way. So I made that 26-hour trip straight from where I was staying at straight to the Bay Area. Okay? I sold all my stuff. I broke my lease with my apartment and I went. And man, that was a journey. That was my first and ever longest trip across the country in the US. And I was working it. So I was there. I was big man on campus, you know. People were like, all right, big Intel, you know, they're like people who know that I got the offer. I was like, yo, yeah, that's me. And what I came to find was that there were 3 things that really helped me succeed at the Intel role. And the first one was something I had to deal with. I had to spend the first month learning and relearning their software that was using, along with their synchronization software, okay? Their synchronization software is what allows you to synchronize your footprints, all your design files, because we are versioning very robust version control. And it was really a mess, to be honest. And I know I told you the secret, but hang on real quick. It was really a mess. And that really frustrated me because I wasn't able to like look at the footprints and preview them and all that stuff. And that's something that held me back significantly when I used to work at Canon Nanotechnologies. So I really wish they used better sync software. Right at the time, it was Design Sync by Dassault. But if we were using something like Altium 365, that type of ecosystem, or even a Git version control that was easy to work with, or GitHub, that'd have been great. But what's great is that when I started using Altium 365 for my own business, this is what inspired me to use it for my own business more, because I used it before. That's what helped me get members, people on my team at Hasofu and whatnot. So if you're not using Altium 365, I highly recommend it. I can look at my footprints, my PCB designs, all my layouts in any ECAD format. Check the link in the description below to sign up for a free account in Altium 365. Anyway, so let's get to this first skill. What I had to do was I had to get really, really good at the PCB design software they were using at the time. It wasn't Altium, okay? If you know what the software is, I want you to guess. Make a guess in the comment section below. You might be a little surprised, okay? But this is for our hardware and PCB design. I'd used it before for like 5 years, but that was a way long time ago. So I had to spend a month in training, learning how to use that software. And this is something this goes into another situation where I was asking one of my clients, one of my high-ticket clients who, because I coach one-on-one electrical engineers so they could go from where they are now to mid, senior level skills so they can get jobs like in the Bay Area. And I was asking him, hey, what is one thing you could get, there's one thing you get out of my program, what would it be? It's like a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 program, right? I said, would it be recognition? Would it be more money, more respect from your peers, this and that? Would it be technical mastery? Would it be a career, a fulfilling career? What would it be? He says, well, actually, Kirsch, I'd say technical mastery. I'm like, what? What do you mean? You don't want more money? You don't want more better connection? Like, what do you mean technical mastery? He said, well, I can't really get the rest of the stuff without the technical mastery, right? And I was like, yo, you got a point. Like, it was the fact that I was very good that I got recognized in the first place to get the opportunity to work at Intel. And really to get any opportunity to work anywhere, right? And to be able to work, get recognition, to teach at PCB West, right? To be able to instruct and guide and lead people, the first thing I had to get was technical mastery, okay? So that is the first secret to getting good, or to getting these opportunities to be able to work in the Bay Area. Now you think, oh yeah, that's obvious. Of course you have to be good at, but people miss this and they may take it for granted. They may forget that it might take you 6 or 7 days a week, working 6 or 7 days a week on top of your job, studying for a straight 6 months to a year before you're ready or even qualified to get that interview. All right. So the first secret to being able to work at a company like Intel, especially at Intel, and especially top Bay Area companies, is technical mastery. Okay, so I had to cut that because my phone went dead. Hopefully you can see me. All right. So the next thing that I had to learn, right, was when I was programming some VHDL code and Python and Verilog to do a power on sequence for our power boards, right? We had multiple boards connected together. We had to do power system analysis and power board analysis, power distribution network analysis, signal integrity, EMI, high speed, all the stuff, all those things put together. It was basically 5 jobs in one. That's how I managed to get the role, okay? Because I happen to know these sub-skills and sub-disciplines within EE. That's the minimum of what was required to be able to work on this elite team. And the second thing I had to learn and utilize was my resourcefulness. Resourcefulness, that's the second skill. So the first skill you need is technical mastery. The second secret is resourcefulness. How quick are you at getting the job done? Not do I have to know everything? Yes, you do need technical mastery, but there's an extent. There's a limit. There's some projects that need to get done sooner rather than later. And you're going to need to enlist help. So what I ended up doing was I could have read a 100-page data sheet, which is what I typically would do to debug and solve this little problem that we have with a chip. It would always go in under voltage mode when we didn't expect it. So I reached out to one of our support teams. It was AMD. AMD's field application engineer, their field application engineer introduced me to their debug software. I didn't know they had a debug software. This was relatively new. But the field application engineer from Infineon, I reached out to him. He helped us. And instead of taking 2.5 weeks to debug the problem, it only took one afternoon, 1.5 hours of debug. Actually, really only 1 hour. 1 hour of debug with their software, because I had the resourceful mind or thinking, this is the entrepreneurial spirit, the mind coming in here, to reach out and ask for help. Be able to find out what can help you cut and save and buy time. Time is money, time is everything. Okay? The third thing I did after we had gotten over the hump for the debug, it was the power on sequence code. And I was rusty on the Verilog, man. I gotta tell you, I was rusty on my VHDL, a little rusty on my Python for embedded. But you know what I ended up doing? Artificial intelligence, baby. All right. I know y'all be using that AI. If you're scared of using AI for your job, especially in electrical engineering, let me tell you, it's very powerful, especially when it comes to code. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying use AI for everything, especially when you want to double check the knowledge that it might spit out if you're a knowledge worker. But what you could use AI for, and this is how I used it, was to analyze my code and to find out what was going on very quickly, to help me debug and troubleshoot a lot more quickly, okay? So yeah, that's the third skill, being able to use AI. And this goes down to resourcefulness too, right? But I like to put this in its own category since AI is so hot right now. Being able to use AI for your job, understand what's going on with footprints, it's especially useful in code, where to find certain information, what value should you use, maybe that's in an IPC standard for hardware and PCB design. AI is so useful to help you get your job done more quickly. You don't have to be the absolute best at everything. You want to gain technical mastery, but you don't have to be the master, okay? Utilize AI to your advantage so you can deliver value to your clients, because companies, they are our customers, they're our clients, okay? So those are the top 3 secrets, the top 3 skills. That's 1, technical mastery. 2, resourcefulness. Don't just rely on yourself just because you have technical mastery. And 3, see where you can utilize artificial intelligence to get the job done. Those are the things that helped me shine when I was at Intel, and is what gave me more options to be able to go on to new, bigger and better roles, even beyond there, okay? I won't get into all that. Those are my top 3 secrets. And yeah, by the way, if you want to have my experience where I'm able to get jobs come to me, recruiters come to me all the time. Last time I had to apply to a role on my own was 4.5 years ago, okay? 2019 or something like that. Then check out my resume recipe where I show you exactly how to do that, all right? It's a really simple, straightforward system where you reverse engineer your resume the right way using entrepreneurial tactics, all right? If you don't know and you want some information on that and how I was able to do it, you can also check out some videos on how I worked my resume to get noticed by companies like Intel, okay, and other companies in the Bay Area like Clockwork. Anyway, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about in the video. Give me a like or subscribe if you want to, whatever, or if you don't, doesn't matter. I'm gonna just keep dropping this knowledge. If you want to leave your stories, leave them in the comments about what your experience is like working at maybe in the Bay Area or Silicon Valley, Silicon Hills, okay, Seattle, Washington, anywhere in the world where you had some challenges and lessons you learned to be successful at your role as an electrical engineer, or just in general, or in tech, whatever. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.